welcome to CU Sports. This is the first edition of CU Sports. My guest today is Charles Peacock, better known to his family and friends as Tyke Peacock. The show is designed to give information to aspiring young athletes in the Champaign-Urbana community to let them know as far as what it might take to play on the next level. So let's get to it. First of all, I'm your host, Larry Jackson. I played youth sports here in Champaign-Urbana and played in junior high, played in high school, played a little in the military, football and basketball. Also played a little semi-pro football in California when I was there. Now a little history on CU Sports. It was created to get footage of my son playing football when he was in high school, to give out to the schools that he wanted to attend so they could see him actually playing, and he didn't have to worry about getting any type of footage from the coaches and stuff. So after that, his teammates also asked if they could have some footage. So I started just recording for them also, and then that's pretty much how we came to have a CU Sports today. The show is designed to try to help up-and-coming athletes understand what it takes to play on the next level, whatever level that may be. With further ado, let's just get to it. And again, I want to welcome our guest, Tyke Peacock. How you doing today?
I am
Tyke?
great.
Good?
Great.
It's good to see you.
You too.
So how long you been back in Champaign-Urbana?
I've been back here since 2010. I moved back here from Arizona.
Good. So it's back to be home where you participated in youth sports and high school sports and stuff. So
Yes, sir. This is where it all started for me.
that's right. That's good. I want to just thank you again for being on the show. We appreciate it. Let's start with get a little background. As a youth growing up in Urbana, playing sports at a young age, when did you first start playing sports, and what sport was it?
Well, I mean, I first started playing sports as far back as I can remember. You know, I mean, it's so far back I don't even remember a particular age. Sports was always a part of my life.
Right.
Whether it be just playing in the park, flag football, touch football, tackle, on the playgrounds playing basketball, stick ball, the whole bit.
Right.
You know, so as far back as I can remember, I've been doing sports, but my first love was always basketball.
Basketball. Okay. And why was basketball over the other sports? Why do you think?
You know, probably because I was better, in my opinion, at basketball than I was at the other sports until track came along later down the road. But basketball, I guess, I like that team concept of the whole deal. Okay. And just the physical activity of it. It seems to be more physical, in my opinion, than baseball was. So, you know, I was kind of attracted to the basketball scene.
Okay, good. That's great. So let's get into your junior high and senior high days. Which sports did you play in, like junior high and senior high?
Junior high, I played basketball and also participated in track. Okay. Basketball was always my first love, but my bread and butter was track and field.
Right.
And so I participated throughout junior high in basketball and track, and had a lot of success in the both. And coming up on my 9th grade year, which was middle school, I set a middle school national record for my age group in the high jump, which is what I participated in track and field. Right. So during that time, that let me know that there's something here with this high jumping. Right. You know, I got a talent for it, so I kind of stuck with it and pursued it.
Do you recall what the height was?
In ninth grade, it was 6'5½".
6'5½". To your recollection, did any other, middle schooler back then? We were like, actually that was 8th grade, 9th grade. Yeah, so yeah, it was middle school for us. But to your recollection, did anybody else at that age ever jump that height in the high jump?
You mean to this point?
Well, at that point.
At that point, no. No, that was the middle school national record at that time. Nice. And so that let me know there was something there for track and field, because the Twin City record at that time was 6'8½". Right. And that was throughout high school. That wasn't just for the middle school area. Right. So I knew something was there.
Oh wow, that's pretty impressive. Now, out of all your athletic events you participated in your junior and senior high days, if there was one victory that for you as a team member that stands out above all the others, which one would you think it would be?
Hands down, my junior year, the Central and Urbana basketball game at Central. Right. It would be the last high school basketball game my brother and I played together.
Right. And your brother's name is?
Tyke Peacock. Okay. And we played, Turk came up in the same system during the same era as I did.
Right.
We played high school ball together as well as on the track team too. Right. And so, I mean, it was like we knew each other's games. We knew what the next move was going to be because we played together from kids on up. Right. But that Central Urbana game, we ended up beating Central at Central, and Turk had got a rebound. I flashed down court. He threw it. I ended up doing a backwards dunk near the end of the game.
A reverse dunk?
Yeah.
As a junior?
As a junior.
As a junior. Okay. It was.
Just real memorable. Like I said, that would be the last time my brother and I played high school ball together.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. I'm pretty sure he's glad to hear that too. That hopefully it was memorable for him too.
Oh yeah.
Because like you're saying, that was a long stretch of you guys playing together, and then for that to be the last time.
Right.
That's pretty good. And you won, so that's even more. That's even more sweeter. All righty. Let's get to it. Let me just go through here. So then, you were able to compete in athletics after high school. Tell us a little bit about that, as far as like when you received your offer, if it was a D1 or D2 offer, and how you felt about receiving the offer, and for which sport was it? Because you were multifaceted in a couple sports. So so tell us about that a little bit.
Well, actually, I knew I wanted to go out to California to go to school, but I also knew I needed to get some different study habits down than what I had in the past.
Right.
So I started writing to junior colleges out in California. I got a hit on a lot of schools that were interested. Mm-hmm. During that time, my biological dad lived in California, so I chose a school in that particular area that he lived in, only because he lived there, but because when I went out to visit, I really liked the school.
Right.
It was Modesto Junior College, and Modesto had one of the biggest track meets in California, and they invited me out my senior year in high school to that meet. And so I got an opportunity to jump in the meet the people. I loved the school, I loved the area, and that was the determining factor of me choosing Modesto.
Okay, good. Were you able to go to any other schools in the process after high school? So what is the first school that you went to?
I went to, after I finished Modesto Junior College, I played there 2 years.
Okay.
After I played at Modesto, I got a full ride basketball scholarship to play with the Kansas Jayhawks.
Okay.
That was an experience within itself.
Right.
I came off the bench, which I was okay with. I got playing time, but I felt it wasn't the playing time I deserved.
Right.
And so I was unhappy with the situation. And so after spending a year at Kansas, I transferred and went back out to California, and I finished up at Fresno State University.
Well, good. Well, do you think, that must have been hard for you because being someone of the caliber athlete you were, you probably never had that situation where you had to come off the bench for anything that.
Yeah,
So how was that?
Just to be honest, you hear about how political college sports are at that level.
Right.
And I never realized how much so until living the life of it myself.
Right.
Because it wasn't just my opinion that I should have been on the court more. It was the opinion of others, not just within the team, but the town itself. But, of course, the coach makes the final decision, and so I have to live with it. Right. And but I tell you, it was just an honor to be a part of a program like Kansas. I mean, when you growing up as a kid, you dream of playing for programs like KU, and so it was an honor and a blessing to even be there for that year I was there.
Right. Now, did you also compete in track for Kansas, or did you just do the basketball?
Well, I did participate in track, but it was maybe for a couple of meets that I participated for Kansas University. Mm-hmm. Because I was doing a lot of traveling for track and field at the time. And the coach didn't like the amount of time that I was able to dedicate to the Jayhawk track organization. So he more or less gave me an ultimatum that come out and practice with the team or don't be with the team.
Right. So are you saying that you were doing different track stuff?
Yes. Yeah. I was I was on a shoe contract with Puma Sports Company. Okay. And Puma had their own track club at the time called Puma and Ever Ready Energizer. Okay. And so I was part of that track club, but I wanted to represent KU, but he felt like I wasn't given enough time from KU team standpoint. Right. So I had to make a decision, and obviously I was going to go with the decision that was going to further my career in track and field after college. That's understandable.
Now, was there any other track members on the Puma Club too and they participated on Kansas team, or was it just you?
No, it was just me that was on the Puma Club that was participated for Kansas track and field.
Okay, good. Okay, well, can you talk to the young athletes that are aspiring to play on the next level, what it takes as far as like training when you go from like a high school to college, the difference of training as far as like the eating habits and the weight training type deal?
Well, I'll tell you, I was around a lot of athletes that vigorous training, from high school, you're just pretty much going off sheer talent, and you're learning to get some practice habits down and a regiment that you go through, and it becomes more habit than anything else for you. Right. And then when you get to the college level, it's a lot more intense. You start to realize that your talent alone is not going to carry you through. Right. So you have to learn particular workout regimens that best suit whatever sport it is that you're training to become a better athlete in. Right. And then once you get to, if you are fortunate enough to go beyond the college level, now you better do something a little bit different if you want to stay on top, because now here it is. All this training that you've done in your past to reach the level that you're finally at, now you're competing against the best in the world. Right. So in order to stay on top of your game, you need to develop some training habits and eating habits that are going to be beneficial to you and your body.
Wow.
I myself, I just have to be honest about it. I was such an athlete that I had a truly God-given ability to perform. And
And that's not, and for the viewers, that's not just him, boasting about his talent. He was truly blessed to high jump. That's what God gave him the talent to do. So everybody doesn't get that. So what we're saying is, if you're young, you don't have God-given talent, you need to train. You need to train hard. You need to train as much as you can, because the ones that do have God-given talent, if you want to beat them, you need to be on their level. So it'll be just much harder for you if you don't train. So.
Yeah, but by no means do I recommend not training, because I'll tell you, if I had it to do all over again, even on top of the God-given talent, had I worked like I was supposed to work, like the other athletes that were out there working their tails off, there's no telling what I could have achieved, with the God-given ability plus me working my can off.
Right. So there you have it. That's good information. And again, we appreciate you being straightforward. All righty. So you were able to play youth sports. You was able to play in junior high, senior high school, and then you were able to further your athletic career on the college level, and now you're on the professional track, on the professional scene. So when you got your first professional meet, when you were in your first professional meet, how did that feel, and who are the other athletes that that participated in that meet, and how did they think that you were, being a professional athlete?
Okay. The first major meet I competed in was the U.S. Nationals. That determined who was the best in the United States.
Okay. What year was that?
And that was in 1981,
okay.
And the meet was held in Sacramento, California. And I was fortunate enough to win a gold medal in that meet,
wow.
which earned me the rights to go over to Europe and participate against the world's best.
Right.
And at that time, in 1981, they had the World Cup meet in Rome, Italy. There were 9 jumpers from 9 countries that participated in the high jump. And I was one of those 9 jumpers. And what drove me was the competitiveness of the sport, or even more particular, the event of the high jump. Right. Well, all this training I had done, I'm going over as the American champion. I'm hyped for this meet. This is my first international meet, And out of 9 jumpers, I pick up the newspaper, and they had me chose to come in 8th place.
Wow.
That was fuel for my fire.
Right.
That was exactly what I needed to hear,
right.
I think, at that time. Because I'm fresh on the scene. Nobody really knows who I am.
Right.
I'm not sure about who I'm competing against.
Right.
This is brand new for me.
Right.
But just the desire to win for me, I once heard Serena Williams say, and I live by this, what made me so successful was that I hated losing more than I liked winning.
Right.
And that is a very profound statement.
It's very, very profound.
And that was me in my competition. So with that being said, in the end, I ended up winning the gold medal for that meet.
Right. Do you recall what the height was?
7'5" and 3/4.
7'5" and 3/4. So they were all wrong about that. Whoever wrote that article and put you 8th obviously didn't know about Tyke Peacock and his God-given talent. So never let anyone diminish your skills. If you know you are good, you keep that in mind and just do what you're supposed to do, and everything will come out fine. So after that, you were able to after you got that gold medal, where else did you get to go as far as like track meets and events?
I traveled pretty much in the summers all over Europe. You know, I had meets in, you know, Germany, Paris, Switzerland,
Right.
Japan.
Right.
You know, pretty much traveled all over with the U.S. team, and I did that for about 5 summers. My next major meet, I would say, would be the World Cup. The World Championship, the first inaugural World Championships in Helsinki, Finland, in 1983.
Oh yeah, we're going to have a little video for you at the end of the show. We will be showing that clip of Tyke Peacock high jumping in the Finland. Is it the Finland Games?
No, the World Championships.
The World Championships, and where you placed second. And your jump?
I jumped 7.7 1/4, which tied the American record at that meet.
Okay, so who is the person that actually won the meet?
He was a Russian guy named Advianko, I think was how you pronounce his last name. But we jumped the same height, but I had more misses than he did.
Okay, and also was there another? Did you have any teammates participating in the high jump with you? Because back then there was
actually the guy whose record I tied was in the meet with me as well, Dwight Stones, which was Mr. High Jump for the U.S. for a very long time.
Right. And nobody, you know, as far as I recall, back then he was the guy for the high jump, and he was like the only one that, you know, that I can remember that you know he like had it on lock until somebody came to challenge that, and that somebody was Mr. Tyke Peacock from our very own Mr. Tyke Peacock from Champaign, Urbana. So I guess we got some good information today for the youth, and hopefully if you're watching this, you see that God-given talent is not the only thing that you can count on as far as competing. You need to train, you need to eat right, and on that note, we'll just leave it there, and I want to thank my guests for showing up today, and
I appreciate it,
and being on the first show of CU Sports, and we'll leave it at that.
All right. I just want to say for all you youth out there listening, if you've got a dream, and that dream hasn't had anything to do with athletics or whatever it might be, never quit and never let anybody tell you that you can't achieve the goals that you set for yourself. And with that, I'm going to end.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Thank you.